Oh, we had some big guns. The infantry just had small guns.
Yes. Foot soldiers, and as opposed to,
Yeah.
and your training would be different, but
Yeah.
still yet you were.
Had a lot bigger guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a 37, that's 20 inches mount on each side of it. You can tear up Jack, I'll tell you again.
Can you remember when you were on you told me this, when you were on the beach at Normandy, you said you pulled the triggers. How long did you hold the firing? How long did you fire?
As long as the shell go through it.
Did you move back one time because you thought you might get blown up?
No.
Did you ever back up?
Retreat?
Oh,
No.
no. One time we backed up or stopped was when it was out of ammunition.
Okay.
He had to do something there then. And two ammunition men couldn't handle it wide open all the time.
And how many men, for your one half track, how many men manned it?
We had a driver, assistant driver, two ammunition men, and one horizontal man, and one vertical man.
Okay. And did any of them die? Did any of those men with you die?
We lost 3 out of 5. At 2 different times. 2 of them got killed one time, then one another time.
So, another question. In a lot of the books with the Normandy, it says that when they first landed, a lot of things were disorganized and chaos.
Well,
Is,
the weather was against us for one thing. We couldn't make everything come out just quite right like it should have, but it wasn't too awful bad.
Was it cold?
We seen, oh yeah,
Foggy?
yeah,
Wet?
wet.
All that. But wrong time of year. You don't plan those things. War just is war, you know.
And he said that the
We didn't pay too much attention to the weather.
No. You have to go anyway,
You
right?
go anyway,
Just
yeah.
like now. But nothing. We
he
don't
said
live
the
through
German
that.
Air Force was basically grounded.
You know, when that railroad bridge fell across the Rhine, our half track was the only one that made it across.
What happened?
Well, it was so lapidated, they shouldn't have tried it. They told them not to wait till the people bring in the water logs to cross on, but we didn't do it. We didn't start to cross, but there's only 2 of us that made it across.
What?
The bridge fell.
Were the others on it?
Oh yeah, they're loaded.
Did any of the men get out?
Oh, they all got out.
But the machines
Oh,
didn't.
we wasn't under far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What grounded the Air Force, the German Air Force? I mean, what was it, mechanical problems they had, or lack of fuel, or?
Well, they just couldn't keep up. We just overran them. That's all it was.
What was the difference in our planes and the German planes?
Oh, well, our plane could do the barrel roll. Their plane couldn't. Our P-51 Mustang is the best fighter plane they ever built. Oh, she'll come in there foreign, like hell bent for election. Then we get through foreign, it'll start rolling this way. Instead of going that way, it'll start rolling this way. Well, they couldn't keep up with it. They didn't know which way it was going to go.
I've heard that was a good fighter.
Yeah. Well, of course, when they're up there fighting, we quit firing down below. Yeah. We triggered ourselves, kept up with him, but we couldn't fire our own planes. So if we see one of our planes up there, we quit firing until he's gone.
Did the German have what kind of fighter planes did the Germans have?
Well, they had an upright pistons this way.
Mm-hmm.
Our pistons went the other way, you know. Yeah.
So they couldn't roll?
They couldn't roll. Because they turn over, they pump the oil down on top of the cylinders and then choke out.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So that they were much easier to shoot than our airplanes would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever shoot down a plane that you know of?
Oh, I got three. I know of.
Where was that at? Do you know? Where?
No, something over Germany.
Okay. Yeah.
Very, very
So
interesting.
then, okay, you're saying that you shot down the planes and stuff like that. How do the automatic things that follow the plane to its target, like when you have a lock on, how does it change the direction to follow the plane when you have a lock on?
I don't think they had those then.
They didn't have a lock on. When you shot at a plane, how did you know?
Well, you had to identify your own plane, don't you?
Yeah.
You ain't shooting at ours or theirs.
Yeah. But other than that, you just pointed it?
They had swastikas on theirs.
Okay.
They had to identify them and
So you just,
No, I would get,
you basically just fought, you didn't have any
If
way
we seen one of our planes up there, we didn't fire.
Yeah.
they didn't have guided missiles at that time. That's what
You didn't have anything to look in to see that plane, did you? No, just pointed the barrel at him?
Naked eye.
There you go, there you go. Just point the barrel and start
Yeah.
both of them, shooting as hard as you could?
Oh, we started firing. I fired with everything I had. I also put this better ahead of me.
Good one.
They probably had tracers. There were so many rounds with tracers.
Did you have any tracers when you were in Germany? Did you fire any tracers? I know you said
You can fire tracers in the daytime. It's going to fire tracers at night. They give you step away.
Oh, that's true. Hadn't thought of that.
I didn't either. Didn't even.
Have something rain right down on you.
But
There you go.
in the daytime, you can fire tracers. But we didn't fire too many tracers.
You told me when you were training, you fired a lot of tracers just for training. But then, yeah.
The plane would pull that white sock, we call it, behind it. And
With your
you
training.
had to shoot at that sock.
When
And
they were
they were projectiles on your gun you're firing. It's been freshly painted. They do that so when it goes through that silk sleeve, it'll leave colors of paint to match your color.
And that was your training program.
Find out
Okay.
was his gun or my gun or yours.
Okay.
And that was in training.
That was in training.
Now you say Patton just walked off the mountain.
Well,
They drove off.
Drove off.
he drove off. He drove off in his car, his own car.
Did he have a driver?
No, well,
You're saying he committed suicide.
he committed suicide. Yeah.
You don't know.
Why do you think he did that?
On account of Truman.
Why?
Because he gave that spot to Russia. He gave Berlin to Russia. And he wanted his men to claim it. His men took it. And he wanted his men to claim it. That would have been our fifth spot.
Okay.
How did he do it?
Hmm?
How did he kill himself? Did he shoot
He
himself?
killed himself in his
Drove
own
off.
car.
Drove
He was
off.
driving his own
Oh,
car.
he drove off with the car off the bluff. Okay.
I never heard that. That's
Well, it's not in any of the books that you would read.
I don't think they.
They probably wouldn't want to.
No, they wouldn't want anybody to know it.
And he
Or
was
why.
taking us back to France, and so we could come home within 3 or 4 days. Otherwise, then we even had no leader. We stayed over there 6 months before we got to come home.
So did you know at the time when he actually did it that he had killed himself at the time?
Where was he at?
At the time of when he drove the car off the bluff, did you know that he had done it?
No, he stopped the convoy. He was coming back out of Berlin. He stopped the convoy and went all the way back to the back end of it and come back waving at his men as he come by. And when he went down, just like to pick up the convoy and go back into France, he went off of that bluff and killed himself.
So they know that that's what his intentions
Then
were.
we
He
didn't
was
have
saying
no
bye
way.
to all of his troops that
Then
were there.
it took us 6 months. We had to get a preacher to get us out of there.
Had to do what?
Get a preacher.
Had to get a preacher to get us out of there.
Why? Why'd you have to get a preacher?
They was the only people wouldn't believe us. We was left on a nail keg, I tell you it was. We kept going down there to where they fed all our men coming in and getting on the ship, and we got eating up their food for them, and they got complaining about it, and they won't know where our leader was. Well, our leader got killed, and that was the end of it. They was concerned about us.
How many do you think were left?
Oh, yeah, the whole 2nd Armored Division was left there.
For 6 months.
And we left there for about 6 months, Burks says.
It's a lot.
Long time.
Nobody, you just didn't have anybody to, I mean, there were ships that came and
nobody
went, but you just
Didn't have them.
didn't have any orders to leave.
Yeah. Because all the Army officers under him, lieutenants and what have you, they all got ready to go. They had seniority over us. Everybody went.
They just left you there.
Yeah,
So-
we didn't have nobody over us at all.
They did not believe that Patton was dead at that,
Patton was already dead.
but they did not believe it.
No,
Well,
they
whether blended or not, but nobody done anything about it.
They just didn't have any leader, I guess.
Yeah.
So who was the highest ranking official or
So we
officer there?
finally had to get a preacher to get us out of there.
No, I mean
They
but
wouldn't-
before
they
the
wouldn't-
preacher.
They wouldn't believe nobody else, you know.
I don't think he knew. I think your dad asked him earlier. I think he
Yeah,
knew.
that's.
There was some sergeants, and I bet he doesn't remember their names.
Okay. But no one was in the lead to be able to give you orders. So okay.
So was it mostly privates that were left?
Huh?
Was it mostly privates like yourself, PFCs that were
Well,
left?
No, there's a lot of sergeants there.
Okay.
No lieutenants or second lieutenants, because they already fell in line and got out.